Hey, this is Alan Yip. Welcome back to part 2 of how to value yourself, how you can start cultivating self-love, self-respect, and self-compassion so that you can feel joyous, contented, and at peace. But let me begin by sharing a story with you, and this is a true story about a man by the name of El Hafed. And he was in search of diamonds, and before he went on this journey, he was actually fairly wealthy and contented. He owned a farm with orchards and a garden, but one day a priest told him that, El Hafed, if you have a handful of diamonds, you can buy a whole country. And if you have the mind of diamonds, you and your children could rule the world. And because of that thought, greed started creeping in, and that night he went to bed as a poor man. Poor not because he lost his wealth, poor because he became discontented. And he became discontented because he felt he was poor, really contradictory to how he used to feel because he was wealthy and contented. He was contented because he was wealthy, and he was wealthy because he was contented. But all this was turned upside down. So El Hafed went on the journey, and he spent many years traveling, looking for the diamond mines. And after many decades, he found none. And he lost, of course, all his money. He spent all his money, and he found 0 diamonds. And he became sick, and he decided to take his own life. So it had a tragic ending to it. And the story continued that the successor of El Hafed found a black stone in the garden. And the black stone had an eye of light that reflected like the colors of the rainbow. And the priest who told El Hafed before about diamonds saw the black stone, and the priest screamed. They said, "That is a diamond, that is a diamond." So they went out and they stirred the white sand in the garden with the fingers. And there lied the most magnificent diamond mine in the history of mankind. So what's the moral of this story? And by the name, the story is called Acres of Diamond. The moral is just simply about this. You have that diamond mine right at your feet. It's right underneath your nose. The resources, the talents, the gifts, they are all under you. So the best place to start from within is to dig deep into that core, that mind of identity. And with that, let me share with you something I learned from David Sandler many years ago. In fact, I used this powerful concept to train many executives, top salespeople, and top students as well, or mediocre or average students, to help them turn around and excel. There you have it right here in front of you. So on the vertical axis, this is the identity. That means how you feel about yourself. If you have high level of self-value, self-respect, then you are at the top. On the contrary, many students, many adults even, they have a low sense of self-value. So I'm using a tool here to indicate that. And a lot of people just live a life of mediocrity, not because they lack talents, but because they lack courage, they lack self-awareness, they lack determination to take actions. So check this out. The powerful concept is simply this. You can always perform in your role only as well as the sense of identity. Now, we perform in many roles, okay? As in my case, husband, father, a coach, okay, sibling, a churchgoer, and in your case, maybe a student, a mother, okay, a housekeeper, and a homemaker, many roles. But here's the deal. If you have a low sense or rating of self-value, you know what? You cannot really achieve high performance or great success, because identity is really like the thermostat. it sets the temperature. Okay, if you set your thermostat at 18 degrees or 20 degrees Celsius, you can never get to a higher temperature or lower temperature. So that is the concept. If you see yourself as a 5, you will always perform around a 5. So what does that mean? You need to boost your self-identity to a 9 or 10. You are a worthwhile person so that you can perform at a very high level. Then with that, now tuning to part 3, I'll share with you research-proven strategies to help you start excelling and succeeding and start valuing yourself. Okay, thank you for watching.